What happens when a clown lawsuit, a collapsing mind, and an internet nightmare universe all collide in the same day? Welcome back to The Final Cut, your daily post in horror. I'm Travis, and today we're diving into a major legal battle involving the Terrifier franchise, a new psychological drama that may have thriller fans paying attention, and a huge announcement that could bring one of the internet's most beloved horror universes to theaters. Let's dive in. First up, one of the biggest legal stories in horror just took another step forward. A federal judge has ruled that the core breach of contract lawsuit filed by Terrifier actress Catherine Corcoran can proceed. Those unfamiliar with the dispute, Corcoran played Dawn in the original Terrifier and claims her contract entitles her to 1% of profits, not just from the first film, but potentially from the broader Terrifier franchise. That includes sequels, merchandise, streaming revenue, and other franchise-related income. The filmmakers disagree. Their position is that the argument applies only to the original 2016 film. The judge didn't decide who is right, but he did determine that the language is ambiguous enough that the case deserves further examination rather than dismissal. And that's where things get interesting, because what started as a micro-budget indie horror film has become one of the biggest horror success stories of the modern era. Art the Clown isn't just a character anymore, he's a franchise. And when franchises become successful, contracts written years earlier suddenly get scrutinized in ways nobody expected. At Horror Movies Uncut, we've been following this closely, and regardless of the outcome, this serves as another reminder that contract language matters, especially in independent filmmaking. My question for you guys, though, is if a small horror movie becomes a massive franchise, should original cast members continue sharing in future success, even if they never return? Let me know your answers in the comments ahead.
Streaming had nothing worth watching. Then GRUV showed up. New Blu-rays, new steelbooks, physical media I actually own. Link in bio.
A new British independent film is beginning to emerge on the festival horizon. Cracked, starring Lauren McQueen, is currently nearing picture lock ahead of a planned festival run in 2027. The film follows Chloe, a struggling actress whose life spirals through addiction, exploitation, violence, and psychological deterioration. According to the filmmakers, the story begins as a grounded social drama before gradually transforming into something much darker and more psychologically unsettling. Now, technically, this isn't being marketed as a horror movie, but horror fans know there's often a thin line between psychological drama and psychological horror. Some of the most disturbing films ever made contain very few traditional horror elements at all. What makes this project interesting is its emphasis on fractured identity, unreliable reality, and mental collapse. Those themes often create some of the most effective tension you'll find on screen. This is definitely one we'll be keeping an eye on as footage and festival reactions begin to emerge. But my question for you guys is, which movie blurred the line between drama and horror better than any other? Let me know what those titles could be in the comments ahead.
Finished my last horror game. Nothing left to play. Then I found Fanatical. Insane deals on games every day. Link in bio.
One of horror's most fascinating internet communities is finally coming to the big screen. According to reports, VHS SCP is officially in development and scheduled for a release in 2027. The film will combine the long-running VHS franchise with the massive SCP Foundation universe. For anyone unfamiliar with SCP, imagine a secret organization tasked with locating, containing, and documenting bizarre creatures, cursed objects, alternate dimensions, reality distortions, and anomalies that threaten humanity. Now imagine all that filtered through a found footage lens. Honestly, that sounds like a match made in horror heaven. The SCP Foundation has spent nearly 2 decades building one of the most expansive collaborative horror mythologies on the internet. Thousands of entries, countless creatures, endless possibilities, and the VHS format may be one of the best ways to bring those stories to life. Recovered footage, containment failures, field reports, redacted documents. It almost feels like two properties were destined to collide. So, my question for you, if VHS SCP adapts one SCP entry, which SCP would you want to see on screen? Let us know those answers in the comments ahead. Today's stories all revolve around one thing: expansion. Terrifier expanded from indie slasher to global franchise. Cracked is trying to expand psychological storytelling into darker territory, and SCP is expanding from internet mythology into theatrical horror. One of the biggest themes we're seeing in modern horror is that audiences are willing to follow stories from almost anywhere. Independent films, internet fiction, festival discoveries, micro-budget productions. The pipeline into mainstream horror has never been wider, and that's creating opportunities for some very unexpected projects. For today's Spotify poll question, which one of these stories interests you the most? The Terrifier lawsuit update, Cracked, VHS SCP, or possibly something else? And if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you're following The Final Cut on Spotify. Give us a like, thumbs up on YouTube. Follow us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. The social medias, follow us at HMUNCUT. And let me know your answer to today's questions, because I want to hear your thoughts on franchise rights, psychological horror, and the SCP Foundation. That's it for another episode of The Final Cut, your daily pulse in horror. We'll be back tomorrow, short week, but we got another one coming. More updates, more headlines. Until then, you guys know the drill. Keep the lights on.
Want real horror coverage? Horror Movies Uncut. Smartest reviews, best interviews, no fluff. HMUNCUT.com.